been 30 days since I started the 90-day run. No excuses, less spending, and learning a new skill in which I chose YouTube. I didn't know if I could stick with it. Some days were hard, and some days I wanted to quit, but I didn't. In fact, in just 1 month, things have already started to change. I've seen more money than I expected, and I'm getting better at my skill. But the real question is it actually worth it? It's your boy, Tay Out The Way, and in this video, we're going to discuss my results of the first 30 days of the 90-day run. So, point number one that we're going to be talking about is the difficulty of the challenge itself. Now, due to my unique situation, I wouldn't say it's been that hard. However, for someone else out there, it may be a difficult challenge. Now, why do I say that? So, I'm currently living with my parents who charge me a low amount of rent, which obviously allows me to save a lot more money. But then on top of that, I also have 3 jobs. One is highway maintenance, one was bartending, and one is security. So, obviously, having 3 jobs is very tiring. So, I am working hard for my money still, although I have it easier than someone else who has to pay their own bills, for example. Now, the things that I struggled with difficulty wise is more to do on the YouTube side, which is due to a lack of judgment and a lack of understanding from my family. Now, my family aren't necessarily the most traditional family in career paths and ideologies. However, it would take them a while to understand it. They'd probably have to see some results before they'd understand it. So I'm doing it when it's most convenient, when the least amount of people have been out of the house. So obviously my schedule hasn't been that consistent, or as consistent as I'd like. Now, everything else was a lot easier than I expected, because by setting parameters of what the challenge entails, anything that doesn't serve the challenge has been really easy to deny, when it used to be, or I used to find it hard to turn things down. But it's a necessary sacrifice. So, point two, I just want to talk about what I've learned so far and how I'm actually tracking my progress. So, I went to Poundland and bought myself a cheap calendar to track my progress and my 0 days. And I'm just going to show you what that looks like. So, it has my own keys on it for exactly what I'm actually tracking, which I can go into on another video if you would like me to. But that's how I'm tracking it. You obviously can use a tracker app of some sorts. I just prefer having a physical copy that I can actually look at. So, the things that I've learned, point number one is solitude is key. Being alone has really allowed me to be with my thoughts and think about the things that are actually going to keep me on track of challenge. By me not putting myself with other people and being surrounded by their ideas, it's allowed me to become a little bit more clear on my own. And another thing with the solitude is that people won't understand why I'm doing the challenge. I'm doing the challenge to further myself in a quicker amount of time than obviously if I was spending carelessly and recklessly. So people probably think or feel that I've changed up on them, but it's not that I've changed up on them. my priorities in life have changed, and fun isn't necessarily the thing that I'm seeking right now. But because it's such a common thought that fun is how you should live your 20s, most people won't understand that. And I'm going to be completely honest with you, life has been so peaceful by not having to deal with other people's emotions and issues. Beforehand, I was too caught up in trying to fix everybody else's issues and not focusing on myself. And I've recently learned that it is okay to be selfish and focus more on your vision and your goals than it is to make sure that everyone else is in order. Another thing that I've learned is about my financial discipline. So I've actually not had many impulse buys. The only, I guess you could say, exception for that is I bought myself some aftershave after the first month as a reward for doing the first month. But I've not actually had the urge to go buy new clothes or new shoes or anything just because I see it and I like it. And I've also learned to stop wasting money that isn't necessary in not serving me. So I'm not just going out and just buying food just because I can. I've actually started learning to meal prep so that way I can even save money. There was a day where I was at work and I bought a Subway sandwich, and I realised that it cost me, I think it was £10 or so, and realising that over the 30-day challenge, the 90-day run, sorry, would cost a couple hundred, if not £1,000, depending on how many days a week I'm working with my multiple jobs. I've also been seeking out people's financial advice and just seeing where their mindset is in terms of what they're investing in, where they're putting their eggs in the future, and that kind of thing. Whereas beforehand, I didn't really have those conversations because I felt it might be a little bit taboo and I wasn't really knowledgeable about the subject. And I'm finally starting to reap the benefits of budgeting, um, the budgeting that I've been doing. And if you watch my video, the purpose of the 9 to 5, you'll understand how that kind of works in terms of the way that I split it up. Now, point number 3 is what you've actually been waiting for, the results. So I'm proud to say that within the first month of me doing this 90-day run, I've posted 7 long form videos with varying different topics. I've posted 3 shorts from those 7 videos, and I've been able to amass 225 views. Now, it's not a lot, but I have been enjoying the process of making videos and learning new things and trying to execute them in the videos, the thumbnails, the packaging, all that kind of stuff. Now, the money side. So prior to starting the challenge, I wrote down what was in my 3 categories, which once again is in my previous video, the true purpose of the 9 to 5. So before the challenge started, I had £1,600 for my bills saved, £408 for fun, and £1,117 for savings. Now, currently, I have £1,053, 908, £1,053 in the bills, £981 for fun, and £1,299 in savings. Now, I have actually changed my approach to my budgeting method in a way. So as I now have secure work on the weekend with one of my 3 jobs, which is security, I'm now treating security and my previous bar job that owes me money as my fun money so that I can use my day job money for saving and for bills. So the numbers are slightly skewed. So I'm actually owed about £1,000 from the security firm that I work for, which would actually bring my total fund pot up to £1,981. And I'm owed about £1,600 from my day job, which would, broken down the way that I have been breaking it down, which would be 70% for my bills and 30% for savings. I would then have £2,173 in bills, and in my savings, I would have £1,779. So for me so far, it definitely has been worth it, and I am taking it very serious. By any means, you can jump in on a challenge like this too. You don't have to start on a specific day of the year, as long as there's 3 months of the year or more. So don't start in September, because it will end in December, 2 months short, or a month short than the actual whole year. But that was just a recap of everything that I've done so far in my 30 days of the 90-day run. Let me know if this video has been informative in any way, and if you liked it, drop a like, drop a comment in the comment section below, and drop me a sub. Love.